Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle.
I'm Atticus.
And I'm Billy.
While every episode of Fun Facts Daily is clean and appropriate for listeners of all ages, the first Friday of every month, I like to do a Family Fun Friday with my kids co-hosting as we cover a topic they're interested in, and hopefully you and your family can enjoy exploring it together too.
Today we'll be learning about pugs.
But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this.
Pugs are famous for the adorable, deep wrinkles on their forehead. Some people say those weren't just a random act of nature. Would you believe that the folds on a pug were actually the result of carefully selective breeding by ancient emperors to spell out a specific hidden word? What do you think? Is it possible that these little dogs are walking around with a secret message etched right onto their faces? We'll find out at the end of the episode.
Now for the word of the day. Our word for today is companion. That's COMPANION.
A companion is a person or animal you spend a lot of time with. While some dog breeds were created to do difficult jobs like herding sheep, pulling sleds, or guarding castles, pugs were bred for one very specific job: to be the perfect companion. They just want to hang out with their humans, cuddle up on the couch, and follow you from room to room to see what you are doing.
The word companion comes from two ancient Latin words being sort of companions. They're working together. Com, which means together with, and panis, which means bread. So thousands of years ago, a companion literally meant the person you share your bread with. If you've ever owned a pug, you know that they are always hoping you will share a little piece of whatever you happen to be eating, making them the truest companions of all.
Time for your daily high five. Our top 5 fun facts about pugs. Number 1. Pugs are an incredibly ancient breed with a royal history that stretches all the way back to 400 BCE in China.
The Chinese emperors held these little dogs in the highest esteem, treating them as prized members of the royal court. They were so loved, they were often given their own mini palaces and were even protected by their own dedicated military guards. These early pugs were kept exclusively by royalty and were occasionally gifted to visitors from other lands as a supreme mark of honor. It wasn't until trading ships began moving between the continents centuries later that the pug finally made its way out of the Eastern Hemisphere. The breed was first introduced to Europe in the 16th and 17th centuries by Dutch traders who brought them back from their global voyages. From there, the pug's popularity exploded across the continent, quickly captivating royalty in Holland, England, and Spain. They became a staple of high society, famously appearing in gorgeous oil portraits alongside their aristocratic owners.
Number 2. A heroic pug named Pompey single-handedly saved the life of a famous prince.
In the year 1572, William the Silent, the Prince of Orange, was leading a rebellion against the Spanish when assassins snuck into his military camp under the cover of darkness. The stealthy attackers almost made it to the prince's tent, but his faithful pug, Pompey, heard them approaching and began barking frantically. When his barks didn't wake his exhausted sleeping master, Pompey jumped right on William's face and scratched him until he woke up. Thanks to this little dog's quick thinking and brave actions, the prince managed to escape the assassination attempt completely unharmed. To honor this incredible act of loyalty, the pug was declared the official dog of the House of Orange in the Netherlands. For generations after that fateful night, the royal family continued to breed and keep pugs as their most cherished companions. In fact, when William's great-grandson, William III, traveled to England to become king in 1688, he brought an entire grumble of pugs with him.
Number 3. A gathering of 3 more of these adorable dogs is known as a grumble.
While a group of hounds is called a pack and a group of puppies is a litter, pugs have their own unique and incredibly fitting collective noun. The term grumble is used to describe a multi-pug gathering, and anyone who's spent time around these dogs will tell you exactly why. Pugs are famous for their wide array of vocalizations, which include snorts, grunts, wheezes, and yes, plenty of low, rumbling grumble sounds. The term perfectly captures the charmingly unique, communicative nature of the breed. They're dogs who absolutely love to sort of talk to their owners. Unlike some breeds that rely mostly on barking, pugs use their unique respiratory quirks and vocal cords to express a wide spectrum of emotions. Whether they're demanding a treat, settling down for a cozy nap, or just greeting you at the door, they always have a happy little grumble to share.
Number 4. Queen Victoria of England was obsessed with pugs and played a big role in standardizing the breed we know today.
During her reign in the 19th century, Queen Victoria developed a deep passion for pugs and bred them extensively at her royal kennels. She was incredibly hands-on with her dogs, and her absolute favorite pugs, named Olga, Pedro, Minka, Fatima, and Venus, lived lives of pure luxury. Since the Queen was such a fan, the little dogs became the height of fashion among Victorian society. Everyone who wanted to be seen as wealthy and culturally refined suddenly needed a pug of their own to parade around in the parks of London. But she didn't just make them popular. Queen Victoria actively shaped the ethical treatment and physical standards of the modern breed. During her era, there was a cruel but common practice of cropping the ears of pugs to make them look more alert. Queen Victoria absolutely despised this trend. She completely banned the practice within her own kennels and used her massive cultural influence to make ear cropping highly unpopular across the country. Since she helped set that standard, today's pugs are allowed to keep their soft, velvety ears exactly the way nature intended.
And our 5th and final fun fact for the day, according to official breed standards, the perfect pugtail features exactly 2.5 tight curls over the hip.
One of the most recognizable traits of a pug, aside from its smushed face, is its tightly coiled tail. The curly tail is actually the result of a slight naturally occurring curvature in the dog's spine, specifically located at the base of the tailbone. While a single curl is perfectly normal and very common, professional dog show judges consider a double curl to be the absolute pinnacle of pug perfection. The American Kennel Club explicitly states in its breed standard that the tail should curl as tightly as possible, with the double curl being the ultimate goal for breeders. Interestingly, a pug's curly tail can also act as a bit of a mood ring, giving you great insights into how the dog is feeling at the moment. When a pug is happy, excited, or highly alert, the tail will be tightly wound up and resting proudly on its back. But if a pug is feeling sad, exhausted, frightened, or maybe deeply relaxed during a nap, you might see the curl completely unspool and hang straight down. So, if you ever want to know what's going on in a pug's head, take a look at the other end, because the tension or lack thereof in the tail can tell you quite a bit.
Now for some news you can use.
If you are lucky enough to have a pug in your life, the most important grooming hack you can master is regular wrinkle maintenance. Because of their uniquely folded facial structure, dirt, moisture, and food particles can very easily get trapped inside the deep folds of skin around their nose and eyes that make them so cute. To keep them perfectly healthy, take an unscented baby wipe or a soft, damp washcloth and gently swipe through the crevices of their wrinkles every single day. It only takes a few seconds to do, but it feels like a nice little massage for your dog and keeps their sweet face looking completely fresh and adorable.
Dark, warm, and wet environments are the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. If those facial folds are totally ignored, your dog can quickly develop skin irritation, foul odors, and even painful infections that require an expensive trip to the vet. The most crucial part of a pug's cleaning routine is the drying phase. After you wipe the dirt away, you have to go back with a dry cotton ball or soft tissue to soak up any leftover moisture. By keeping those adorable wrinkles both spotless and bone dry, you ensure your pug stays happy, comfortable, and smelling its best.
Finally, the moment you've been waiting for.
At the beginning of the episode, we asked, do you think those deep wrinkles in a pug's forehead were made to spell a word?
Well, oddly enough, that's a fact. When ancient Chinese breeders were first developing the pug centuries ago, they heavily favored dogs whose forehead wrinkles resembled the Chinese character for the word prince. This specific pattern of 3 horizontal wrinkles crossed by a single vertical bar was highly prized as a mark of true royalty and good fortune. So next time you look at a pug's wrinkled little forehead, remember that smushed, wrinkly face isn't just adorable. It's living proof of their ancient royal lineage.
I hope you enjoyed learning all about pugs with us today.
Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by us, Kyle, Atticus, and Philly. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with us. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.